Hi, I'm Mitch Gallagher. I'm the editorial director at Sweetwater, and I want to welcome you to the first installment of the Sweetwater Minute here at Facebook. During these short videos, I'm going to be showing you some of the many things that come across my desk here. Part of my job as editorial director at Sweetwater is that I evaluate new products as they come in. I check things out for review in our Sweet Notes, Pro Gear, Select, Guitars and Gear, all our various publications. So manufacturers send me a lot of products, a lot of things come across my desk, and I thought you might like to learn about some of them. First up, I want to show you something for the guitar players out there. This is something called the N-Tune onboard guitar tuner. What this is it's a small tuner. It goes into your guitar, it replaces the volume pot. And once it's in your guitar, you pull up on the knob, and when you pull up, it's in tuning mode, and you can clearly see what where your guitar is at tuning-wise. Then you push the knob in, and it's actually a true bypass, so you're not affecting the sound of the guitar at all. The circuitry is completely out of the signal path. This works really well. I've got two of them here. I'm going to install one in a Les Paul and one of them in a Strat and check them out. So look for that review in our Guitars and Gear publication. Just yesterday, the guys from Direct Sound were here, and they left me a pair of their extreme isolation headphones. The deal is that the founder of the company was a drummer, a studio drummer in LA, and he was having trouble hearing the click track in his headphones when he was playing his drums. And so he invented these headphones. He made a homemade set that reduced external bleed by 29 dB, so that he wasn't getting the click, he could clearly hear the click while he was playing, and he wasn't getting click bleed into his microphones when he was tracking. And so he came out with this as a commercial product. They're called extreme isolation headphones. And these things are really pretty amazing. They're completely field serviceable with no tools. Everything is replaceable. You plug them in, they sound really good. They're very low power, so you can run them with an iPod for a long time, but they'll handle tons of output if you have a high power headphone amplifier, if you're using a power amplifier with them. And as I said, they sound really good. So these are something you're going to want to check out if you're a drummer, if you're a vocalist and you don't want click tracks bleeding into your mics, or if you're tracking guitar amps in the same room where you're engineering. These are going to be a very useful product for you. I'm anxious to get these into my studio and check them out. Last up for this episode of the Sweetwater Minute, I've got a set of 3 new pedals from Whirlwind. And you might be surprised that Whirlwind is making guitar pedals, but actually the founder of Whirlwind was one of the founders of MXR, and he was behind some of their kind of classic pedal designs. And so what he's done is he's gone back and actually created replicas of some of those very famous pedals. If you're a guitar player, you're going to recognize these. He's got a distortion, he's got a phaser, he's got a compressor. I'm sure you can figure out which ones these are, given that he was associated with MXR in the early years. But the only difference between these and the vintage models is that these have an input for a 9-volt power supply. They're also true bypass, so that you aren't getting any destruction to your tone when you plug into them. And they have an LED to show you the status of the effect, whether it's on or off. So I'm anxious to get these into my studio as well, and I'll plug them in and hear how they sound. And I'll be reporting on those in Guitars and Gear and in Sweet Notes as well. I'm Mitch Gallagher. I'm the editorial director at Sweetwater. I hope you've enjoyed the first episode of the Sweetwater Minute here on Facebook. Please come back. We're going to be doing these on a regular basis. I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks.